Rise and shine, wake up and get to the bag, god damn it. Lord woke us up, we might as well get to this bag. Now, it's your boy Vinciano the Prince. It's been a long time, but I'm back. A Get to the Bag podcast stream going on today, doing something a little different. And I will be talking about the New York Giants training camp. Now, it's been a lot of news going on lately about the New York Giants and the training camp. Okay, it's been a lot going on. We're basically about to be starting our first official preseason game, I guess this weekend against the Jets. And just to get to this point, so much has happened. It's crazy, right? We had 3 different players retire. We got the whole Kelvin Benjamin thing. We got players saying, Joe Judge's system's not going to work. It's too rough. It's too this. It's too that. And then you got, on the flip side, you got people starting to sign off on the New York Giants. You got people like Michael Irvin talking about the Giants are serious. You got people like Byron Scott talking about the Giants is serious, and the players are going to buy into Joe Judge's system. And when it comes to the guys that retired, they all explained why they retired. It made sense. They were older guys. It was going to be tough for them to, make the roster. Besides the linemen, I think we could have definitely used Looney and Zach Fulton. But, things happen. What you going to do? These guys are older, and at the end of the day, we're a more younger, youthful team. So Joe Judge probably coaches them that way. They go hard, which is maybe harder than most teams where you could probably coast. But not with the New York Giants. So now we're in a situation right now, right? We're in a situation where people are criticizing if Joe Judge is too hard of a coach or if he is, going about it the right way. And I have to say that I agree with Joe Judge's philosophy and way of doing things 100%. 100%. Because you have to understand, most great football teams that win championships are built on discipline, okay? Discipline. And when we had Tom Coughlin for all those years, discipline is what kept us together. And when that discipline started to slip, that's when they let him go. And when the team became a roller coaster of what it is today, okay? When we had McAdoo, we had no discipline. We had Pat Sherman, we had no discipline. Now we're getting back to that culture. People forget the Patriot way is pretty much a descendant of the Giant way. You know what I'm saying? Because, the Giants coaches going to the Patriots and building that franchise up. And that's what we're doing. Having multiple linemen that, we're probably going to rotate throughout the season. Having multiple backs. Having a very tough, hard-nosed program. And that's what I love about the New York Giants. Because when we were competitive and respectable, that's how it was. So, I agree with it. And people that ain't Giants fans and don't know when the Giants were actually good, what worked, are criticizing it so much. And it's crazy. I did not think I would see this much Joe Judge hate coming in this season off of what he did last season and how you can clearly see the product from last season with no offseason brought in a bunch of new recruits, top wide receivers, and Kenny Galladay, Adoree Jackson. So it's working. We getting the free agents we want on the good contracts. We building on what we got. Now, for the season, you got Saquon Barkley back in practice, all right? Which is amazing. It's great. Whether he plays game 1 or whatever, he's back in practice. He's back. We got the golden child back. And now we finally got him in an offense where he's in the same system for 2 straight years. And there's weapons around him that are, equally as dangerous on the field. Equally as dangerous. Now, some guys may be more, but it's still high-level threats on the field other than Saquon Barkley. So, last year, the first 3-4 games, you got teams playing man defense, pressing us at the line. We can't do nothing, right? Because they're all trying to stop Saquon. They know that's all they got. Now with Kenny Galladay, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard's looking good in training camp. I mean, Darius Slayton, of course. We're going to have guys now where somebody's going to be open on the one-on-one. And Daniel's going to be able to, my man Danny Dimes is going to be able to let it fly faster than he was able to before. And that's going to make us a completely different team on offense because our defense is great. I think our defense is going to take a step further. I think we're going to be a top 3, top 5 defense in the NFL. I believe it. Because think about it. Let's look at the Giants defense for a second. The Giants defense literally won us. Like, we won 6 games. The Giants defense won us probably, damn near every one of those games. But legitimately won us like at least 4 to 5 games. It's maybe like one game the offense really came through and pulled it out, and it was like, that's why we won. So the defense carried the offense, carried the team. Now it's a little more balanced. So now you got the defense that's going to be able to force those 3 and outs, and we're going to be able to get those quick scores. It's not going to be like we got to go over a mountain just to get a touchdown. That's what it was like last year. Not to mention defense. We was able to play man, but not as much, I think, as we would like because of the type of quality man-to-man cornerback you need to play on the outside. It's not an abundance of that out there. There's guys you can put out there, but like we talking about really like holding it down, it's hard. So we didn't really have a consistent guy. We was experimenting, but now we got Dory Jackson, which is, a proven starter, which is going to just make play calling so much easier. And as far as with different packages, I love what I'm hearing from Rodarius Williams, the quarterback we drafted. He got like 2 picks in camp. He's looking like a good steal for us. We still got Aaron Robinson. I mean, I feel like, and Sam Beal's coming back. I feel like this year our defensive backs are going to be as strong as they've been since, we were actually a competitive team winning like 10 wins. I think so. Because with Logan Ryan, Julian Love, Xavier McKinney, Julius Peppers, I mean, it's like we got a real DB room. Like a legit one. We got some vets, we got some young lions, we got a nice mix. I like it, and that's going to allow us to be able to do blitz and a lot of other things we may not have been able to do. Well, we really couldn't do last year. So, in saying that, we made a lot of, really key signs that, you can see it even in camp. They were saying the defense been holding it down harder in the beginning because, they already were a fine-tuned machine. We just made it better. You got Leonard Williams who's going to wreak havoc on the line, which this is good for the Giants. We want to be going against a heavy defense like our defense every time in practice because that's going to make us better. I think this year, we come out way stronger than we did in our last 4 games. That I definitely think. There's no way we don't at least go. No, at the very worst, I think we would go 2-2. I don't see us doing anything worse than 2-2. And I honestly don't think that. I think we do 3-1 in our first 4 games. The schedule this year is a whole lot different. It's a lot better than it was last year, to be honest. We had a hard-ass schedule last year. Look at it. We played literally some of the top teams our first 4 games. The first game, Pittsburgh. The second one, I think it was the Bears. Then it was the Rams. And it is what it is, but, it was rough, especially in a pandemic year. But this year it's a lot different. And running backs, okay? We had a lot of problems at running back last year when Saquon went down, but now he's back, is good, and I feel like we're going to manage Saquon's carries a lot better. And I think that's going to be big. That's going to be huge because now we're going to allow Saquon to get the ball, get his carries, get his touches, but we're not going to have to keep running him against the people. Don't understand those first 3 years. We was running him. It was a lot of. It was a lot of games where literally, we was just giving him the ball and he was just running up against the wall, getting hit in the backfield. I mean, it was bad. It was bad, and it was like that for pretty much since he came in the league. Since his rookie year, and he hasn't had a lot of clean, runs where he can just do what he got to do. He really had to make a lot of freak plays to do his thing, which puts wear and tear, which is possibly why, we're at where we're at. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that we got Booker, we got Gary, we got hella running backs. So now I feel like we're in a situation where we aren't as dependent on Saquon to have a running game. Like, we can have a decent running game and Saquon not be there if they're going to manage his carries throughout the season or if they don't want to rush him back, which gives us a lot of flexibility because, without a running game, is going to be very, very hard to establish an offense and get like a bread and butter going on. And I feel like Daniel Jones is the type of quarterback where he will excel in a offense that has running involved and they got play action, and he's able to, get out of the pocket, get the ball out of his hands, use some of his athleticism, have clean throws, and not be under such duress the entire time. Okay? So, I say that to say that we made good improvements on the roster, and you're seeing it in training camp on how it's moving. And we're going to see some glimpses of that when we play the Jets, which I am excited on when we play the Jets because, it's going to be the first time we back out there, got some new faces. I think the first 2 games we're going to see the starters, and then the last 2 we're going to see a lot of we're going to see a lot of the backups, which is good, because we need depth, because depth is so important throughout a season. The guys you start with is rarely who you're going to finish with all the way through. If you get so lucky, it'd be great, but especially with the Giants, we've had so many injury problems throughout the season, throughout the years, which have really killed us. But I really feel like now we got so much depth where, we should be able to, function at the same level if anyone goes down. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Because we got so much, That's why I feel like we got Kadarius Toney and Kenny Galladay. Because we got the big fish and we got the little fish that is, potentially to be the big fish. So we got somebody who can step in with productivity, because we got a lot of wide receivers that got injury history. And we don't want that to hinder us and be able to score and put points up just because of that, because that's just not going to cut it. This year, we gotta make the playoffs. We gotta win the division. We gotta get at least, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying at least 9 wins. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'd be disappointed. I think we really should be getting like 10 wins this season. I don't see why not. I don't see why we can't get 10 wins. There's only, 4 more wins than last year. And if you put the games that we should have won, the 2 that Evan Ingram cost us, and that Bears game and that Rams game, if those come out differently, then we could have did that, but we folded. We wasn't ready, but I think we ready this year. So I feel like we should. I expect 9 to 10 wins and winning division this year. You know what I'm saying? Which maybe lofty goals to other people, but I don't see why it shouldn't be what we're expected to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like I understand the New York Giants have been bad, but like now it's like to the point where like nobody's even taking note of any progress, especially with Joe Judge. And people's like, oh, they're gonna just be terrible again. And how? Think about it. Everybody's saying the favorites right now for the division, from what I'm hearing, is the Washington football team. Let's look at them. The New York Giants have owned the Washington football team for this whole duration of the time we've been bad. Out of every team that we play in the NFC East, that's the only team we've pretty much consistently been able to beat, even when we were even worse than we are now. Last year, we took care of them, and they, and if the Eagles did what they had to do, then we would have been the division champs. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that far off. We're not that far off, and we just getting started with this new regime, Joe Judge, the new coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? Pat Graham, the genius in defense. I mean, when a defensive coordinator says, I don't want to take head coaching interviews, I'm happy where I'm at, this is my dream job, these are the type of guys we want. Because these are the type of guys who are going to stay in the program for years to help us build sustainable winning. Not just, maybe go deep in the playoffs, lose, and just be whacked the next 3-4 years. No, like sustainable winning. Because whenever he does leave, it'll be like a machine. If he does. And I hope Patrick Graham never does leave. Jason Garrett, I'm interested to see what he does this year because it's pretty much, I think it's going to be his last year. I think Freddie Kitchens is going to be making a play calling, and I think Jason Garrett's going to be having his input. And I think, this year is just going to be for Jason Garrett to help out, and then more on the resume, and then he's going to go off and try to be a head coach somewhere, which, is great. But, I think people was hard on Jason Garrett because I was hard too, and realistically, some of the games, like I said, some of the 4 games we lost, like the game against the Cowboys and the Eagles, those games, Jason Garrett called a winning game. We just didn't execute, whether it was drops, penalties, whatever. But I understand his philosophy is not desirable. I don't like it either. The whole 5-yard curl, the curls in that, I don't like that. I don't even like that. I will say Pat Shermer was not a good head coach, but as an offensive coordinator, I can see the appeal. Like, he knows what he's doing. He made Daniel Jones really shine that year, and he has ebbs and flows to his offense that do work. And then there's, of course, parts of it that's just not good at all. Like, the play calling is sometimes, but the philosophy does be there as far as hitting the deep ball and stretching the field. And Jason Garrett's like the opposite. It's like, and we need to be able to get the ball out fast, quick routes. We need to get back to, slants. I don't know what happened with that. We used to kill them on the slants. We just stopped doing that. We need to get back on the slants, the skinny posts, you know what I'm saying, the quick outs, the comebacks, anything to get the ball out of Daniel Jones' hands fast. That's not a route where you just go somewhere and turn around. Like, these DBs, linebackers, they're all too fast now to do such a dry-ass route. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes you can do that after you done stretch the defense and they're afraid of the deep ball. Then it works easy. But if you haven't showed that you can do it and they don't see it on film, they're not going to do that. They're going to play up on everything to see if you can hit them deep. And that's what I think is going to be the prime focus this year, is hitting that deep ball and stretching the field. Even if we don't connect every time, we're going to back up safeties, DBs, everybody, and then allow the run to work and have some. Because off straight, pretty much clouds of dust football, we was winning games, which is crazy. But I feel like it's going to be a little sexier this year as far as offense. Because like I said, defense I think is great. I think Leonard Williams has a great year. I don't know if he's going to have as many sacks, to be honest, because normally when a player has that breakout of a year with all that tape, they really gonna play towards wherever he's going to be at in the middle or closer to the edge, wherever. So it's going to be hard. He's going to be getting double teamed, so maybe sometimes even triple teamed pretty much all season. And that's probably going to open it up for somebody like Dexter Lawrence. I think Dexter Lawrence is going to have a big year. I think Danny Shelton, I think that dude is, like, he's huge. Like, he's like a mountain of a guy. Like, I seen some drills he was doing. I'm like, Jesus, this dude, it's like him getting out on his stance. He got to do it a certain way. He's such of a big guy. So I think our run defense is going to be better this year. I don't know if I know our pass defense is going to be better. I don't know about the sacks and stuff, like our pass rush. I'm not really sure about that. I feel like a lot of guys we brought in are more like run stuffers and have hybrid ability, but I'm not sure about the pass rushing ability. I think Leonard Williams is going to have a big year and get a good amount of sacks. If he gets like, well, he only had 10 last year. If he gets that much, I'm not sure. But like I said, off the edge, I'm not really sure. I know Aziz is going to be getting some tick. So him, O'Shane, um, Cam Brown, Carter Coughlin, the other Ellister Smith, all these guys off the edge. I don't know. They're gonna have to bring it. They're gonna have to do something because Lorenzo Carter. How could I forget coming off injury? I think Lorenzo Carter's gonna have a good year. He has to be honest. Like this is the year. It might even be a contract year for Lorenzo Carter, to be honest. So he really gotta bring it this year because we need one of our linebackers to have a breakout year like Blake Martinez did last year, who I think was snubbed. By the way, the stats don't lie, but I think Blake Martinez and one of these guys off the edge got to break out. I don't know who's gonna break out and be that sack guy. Lorenzo Carter, he can get sacks, but he's not like a sack monster. He's more like he's like an all-around linebacker. You know, if he plays a full season, I think he's gonna be great for us, bro. But I'm really interested to see what Aziz does. If we can bring some real pressure from him, the rookie, that's going to help us a lot, so much. Because last year I feel like our D-backs did have times where they were doing great defense, but, quarterbacks just had too much time. And a lot of that goes to speed and beating off the edge. I feel like we got a lot of strong guys that can play in the middle, but coming off the edge is very important in today's NFL because that plays into containing a lot of these mobile quarterbacks who we had a lot of problem with last year. Lamar Jackson, they killed us. Kyler Murray pretty much made it very hard for us with the running around. The passing we had on lock, but anytime he left the pocket, it was like we couldn't stop him. You know what I'm saying? All that we need to stop. I mean, Russell Wilson we did a really good job with, but I want to see more consistency with us stopping these mobile quarterbacks because they was killing us last year. The ones that weren't mobile, they were easy. You can tell it was so much easier of a game for us than the quarterbacks that could move, and that's the future of the NFL. So we're gonna definitely have to, step up and bring the noise off the edge. As far as the offense goes, I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. I mean, we pretty much know who's going to start. But as far as with my camp roster of people, I feel like, as far as wide receivers, I feel like we should keep 7. Because last year we kept 5 wide receivers and it killed us because by playing 5 wide receivers, as soon as guys start getting hurt, we start pulling guys up from the practice squad. We had undrafted free agent guys starting for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Against the best in the world on the other side. So I think 7 receivers is good because even if, God forbid, a guy goes down, you still got 2 guys in the reserve. And then even if someone else goes down, you call somebody, now you're just calling 1 guy up from the practice squad, not like 2. You feel me? So, which I think we did. So I think, and this is my list, Kenny Galladay, of course, Darius Slayton, because I think those are going to be the 2 main guys on the outside, which I do like. In the slot, you got Sterling Shepard. Certain packages, you got Kadarius Toney, okay, because he's going to be playing probably wide receiver and H-back, maybe some halfback too. And then after that, you got C.J. Board, because, they re-signed him. I heard he's having a good camp. Keep him. And then we got John Ross, because he's having a good camp, and we need that speed for punt returning, for, kickoff return, and for slot work also. Insurance for Sterling Shepard and Kadarius Toney. And lastly, I think David Stills. David Stills, he had a great camp last year, but had an injury, which messed up his camp. And then he's been working hard the entire time since then with Daniel Jones all summer. and he's killing it in camp. So it's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Which would only leave Dante Pettis and a couple other guys out. Which you can have those guys on the practice squad. Dante Pettis. Maybe he wants to go somewhere else, or we can keep him on the practice squad, which I think would be cool too. I mean, Dante Pettis, John Ross, they're like the same guy. I would give John Ross a try. I've seen some of Dante Pettis. It was cool, but it was good for when we were kind of strapped for wide receivers, and we got way better wide receivers now. So, but I would like to keep him around just in case, because you never know. Like I said, people get hurt. So those are my 7 wide receivers I would keep. I would have. I think you can rotate and pretty much get it's going to be games where I feel like all of them going to get some tick. All of them's going to get some ticks and some burn. I feel like we're going to do a lot of different packages. As far as running backs, Saquon, Booker. I feel like for the third back, it's going to be a toss-up between Gary and, maybe Corey Clement. They may keep 4. I mean, I doubt it, but I would say that's what it's looking like for running backs. I mean, quarterback's going to be, of course, Danny Dimes, Glennon, the 2 backup. The offensive line is interesting. It's really, I can't really, I'm not sure. I would say maybe Nate Soldier at center. I mean, I said Nate Soldier at center. I'm tripping. Nick Gates at center. To the left guard, Will Hernandez. Left tackle, Nate Soldier. Okay. Because he has experience. He had a year off. And I think, it'd be comfortable for him. He's used to it. And it would allow me to put Andrew Thomas at right tackle. Now, the right guard position is what's a toss-up for me. Because I'm not sure who they're going to put in that right guard position. I'm not sure. I don't even know really who's the other candidates at right guard now I think about it. I know Shane Lemieux, he's hurt. He'll be out for a couple of weeks. But I see him being like a rotational player. I don't really see him starting. Zach Fulton retired. There is a lineman that we had in camp, that undrafted free agent. But I feel like there's another guard I'm not thinking about. But I'm not sure about that right guard. That right guard position, I feel like is going to be a swing. It's going to be like, it's going to be, in a situation where you're going to get Shane Lemieux rotating with somebody else. Who's that other person? I don't know. We're going to see. Tight end, Evan Ingram, Kevin Rudolph. So Lolo just hurt himself, so he's out for the season. And so I would say Caden Smith. Those would be my 3 tight ends. Maybe they keep 4. I don't know. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Yeah, that's what it's looking like for the offense, and I think we'll be good with that. I think we'll be solid with that. That's we still got to figure out about that guard, but I think we'll be solid with that. Defense is pretty much simple. A lot of the same faces. You got Logan Ryan, free safety, Jabril Peppers, strong safety. James Bradbury starting corner, strong side corner, weak side corner, Dory Jackson. In the slot, Darnay Holmes and Aaron Robinson, I can see splitting time. On the outside, I can see Rodarius Smith splitting time with Dory Jackson if he needs a spell, because he's really been played better. He's been playing better and better the whole camp. He has good size. He's older. I think he's more better for the and he stops down the field plays. That's like one of his good qualities. Of course, Xavier McKinney backing up Logan Ryan. Julian Love backing up Jabril Peppers. Blake Martinez in the middle. Now, the second middle linebacker is a question mark because I'm not really sure what they're going to do there. You got Tay Crowder from last year, who showed a lot, drafted last in the draft. Mr. Irrelevant was very relevant for us. I like Tay Crowder a lot. He's a third down guy, good speed for pass defense. You need a guy like that. I feel like developing him is good for us because he has a certain set of skills that, not every linebacker has. And then you got Carter Coughlin that's in the middle and Cam Brown that been working in the middle too. So I'm not really sure about that second linebacker position. I'm not really sure. And there may be another linebacker I'm overlooking, but I'm not really sure about that inside linebacker position. On the outside, I think Lorenzo Carter, of course, starting. Behind him will probably be they cut Ryan Anderson, so behind him will probably be we got the guy we got from Minnesota. I forgot his name, but wait, no, he's like a D tackle, isn't he? Nah, not him. Well, he was on the edge too. I don't know. I would say O'Shane Zimnis would be behind him, but I don't know if they're gonna have him starting on the other side, on the other outside. Because the other outside could be Azeez Ojulari, and then we also got Alistair Smith, which I think is going to be special teams. But I can see Azeez starting. I'm not sure, maybe, but I can see him splitting time with somebody on the other outside linebacker. So this is some question marks in the middle and outside, I will say. But we got bodies. I'm interested to see when we play the Jets what's going to happen as far as with some of these other guys in these other roster spots. Because I already know what the main guys are going to be, but the guys on the back end I'm interested on because they're just as important as the guys in front. Because those guys, like I said, all it takes is one thing. And before it was just injury. Now it's even worse. It's safety protocols. It's anything COVID related. Now he's out for at least a week. This week he's gone. So now that guy, you could have been an A+ at that position. But that guy's gone now. So now that whatever grade at that position is literally the next guy you got up. Now if that guy's a D, guess what? You got a D at that position now. So these guys matter. And I like our depth at every position. At every position, I like our depth. Nicole from last year, he was a surprise guy, outside linebacker. I know he's in camp. I anticipate seeing him on the edge. I think he's going to get some burn. So yeah, but these are just some of my thoughts from training camp. That's been going on. Yeah, like as of late. Just addressing some of the criticisms, some of the things I thought of the final roster, and just expectations. Like I said, 9 to 10 wins in the season. I don't really care what we do in preseason as long as everyone's healthy for the actual season. We're gonna win the division. We're gonna get our revenge on the Eagles. We're gonna sweep them. Okay, we're gonna get back at Washington. Okay, for beating the Eagles and us not getting our opportunity to play in the playoffs. And we, us and the Cowboys, we got unfinished business with them. We got some more pain to inflict on them. So we gonna do it this year. And the haters, the naysayers, I love it because it just makes it so much better. I'm not always able to do so many podcasts. I'm trying to get better and I'm trying to get more consistent with it, but it's just so much going on in my personal life, and of course with the music. So it's just but bear with me. Make sure you go check out my new album, Kenzie Mode, out now on streaming platforms. Support the Prince, and also if you ain't gonna do one thing, make sure you get to the bag. God damn it! It's your boy Vinciano the Prince signing off on the Giants training camp. I'll see you next time. I'll be going live talking about the New York Knicks and what I think about Summer League and what I think they got next going on. So, till next time. Peace.